Hi, welcome to our competitors. And this time we're just going to have a look at what's coming up as an event. As an international event, what's going on in Thailand for the 16th International. And we're going to see how we bring that together in my competitors very quickly, very simply. So the first thing we're going to look at is our club. And I just need to cover one aspect of the club. And we will go into there now and have a look at it. When we set up a club, we have this field here that I'm going to delete so you can see what it says, and it says, what is your sports data club name? That must match, and it's used for data matching when we do other parts of the thing. That's really it that you need to be really worried about. The other things we'll look at is members and athletes rosters, and how we do those, and how we can clear them. And I'm just going to say delete all. So I've got nothing in here in my so-called national club, and I've got no members, and I can delete all my members from here as well. So as you can see now, it's all cleared. There is nothing in there other than the club itself, no members. So I've just got a club as a basic framework. What I want to do is come into here and just have a look at an example, and I'll use this one as a preloaded example, and this is what's going on right now. So it has the wizard down the left-hand side, and we'll use it in order of sequenced, one through to whatever. So one competition, two categories, three competitors, and four stop at timetable. Draw is an optional thing if you're running it yourself, but that's really it. And once when we create it, we can go and get the weather, and all the option to include it on a flyer and other programs that we may want to use. And if you've got a URL as part of your thing to a link that you can bed to it, you can actually send it to this URL. Now, this is just an example, and now we're going to do it for the 16th Thailand Open, which is happening in a couple of weeks' time. We're not going to use this one. This was just preloaded as an example, but we're going to actually go and get live data and then prove it. So how do we bring this all together? We go back into SETI, or SportData, and we have a competition. As I said, this one here. We don't need to know anything about it. We go up to the top and go File, and we go Save As. This will save it as a HTML format. And what I do is I tend to name it in the thing of step one and the competition name. So it's really short and truncated down to what I need to know. And I can then view it, and then I'll save it. And I'm going to replace it. So what you see now is actually live data. I'll then go to the next step, which is down in here, and I'll get the categories. Now with the categories, if you look at categories, you'll see there's multiple pages. So this is page 2, and this is probably page 1. Right? Just be aware that you need to bring both down. So I've got them back to front. So in here, page 1, and I go once again up to File, Save As, and this time I name it Step 2, page 1, and I say Categories, Step 2, Step 2, Categories, page 1, and I give it the name. And I'm going to save it down, and then I repeat the same for page 2, and I make sure I get the right data. So I get all the competitions, and I just go once again, File, Save As, Categories, in this case here, page 2 for the 16th Thailand. And then I would do the same and go and get all the competitors. So in this case here, all the competitors, whatever there is, and it'll say down the bottom here how many competitors. It's very hard to get to. It says there's 1,086 and 891 in 112 teams. And that's what we're really looking at the end, is those figures here. And once again, we just go up and go Save As, and we can do it as a PDF if we really wanted to, but in this case here, and then we say we're going to get all the competitors, and we save that down. Once we're saved, it's that quick. We can then go into My Competitors, and we can say we're going to create a new one. Up the top right, there's a little plus sign. It says Start a New Competition. And then we say, all right, we've got a competition here, and you get some options within the competition to import the data, right? So it will fill out and pre-populate all the fields that are brought from the website. So we're going to go in this one here, and it says Get the Wizard Steps, and we're going to go Import from Sport Data Downloads. In this case here, we want the first one, that's why I've numbered them sequentially to make sure they marry up, and I go and import it. At this point in time, you can start to see it populates the location. I can actually click on it and go Show on Map, and it'll go and show me where it's on the map. And this is, by the looks of that, looking at Bangkok, that's near the airport. Sorry, not near the airport, near the university. Yeah, there it is. It's up near the university. So that's where you're looking for that. The next place you obviously want to look at is the data in which you can see it. You can add some branding and etc. within here. Who owns it? You can put other details, acknowledgements, important information. You can add different bits of data to these that you want. You can add sponsors, branding if you want to add branding. You can add, who the teams are and who the teams are, who the clubs are, and whatever branding is against them will appear on the reports. We won't be adding that this time. There's other things to do that. Then we repeat this type of sequence for the next part. So import sports data download. And in this case, I want to multi-select the two categories and import them together. If you import them separately, it has the options to append it. It tells us that we've got here 94 categories and whatever. And then we go and import the people, and we do the same thing, and we just repeat this. So this will be the last step in which we stop at for what we're importing. So I import the competitors. Takes a moment, and here we start to see some names, and it told us there is whatever many competitors, 180, 66, which may not match because of the teams. And we do have some reporting up here that we can see a flyer, as I shown earlier. You can turn things on and off. We can hit done on that one. We do have here a competition summary report, which will bring in, it's all looking good. And these are all the people, what they're in. So you can check it pretty quickly. It should be probably on the bottom. And then it has some summary of all the categories. And it tells us it's 866 in 1,006 category entries. And we can compare that to the source. Once we've done that, that's really it. The next thing we can go back to is have a look at our club because we didn't set up any members within our club. Oh, God, that's a bit of an arduous hard work. No, it's not. We can go into members, and there's two different things here, members and athletes. All athletes should be members. Not all members have to be athletes. And then we have some other areas in which we say coaches, and these are from members. We can turn them in or we can create them independently, referees and judges. And down here, we've got some other little things which are trainers instructed, which is slightly different executive, and that's used for the branding on it. So, but in this case here, we could actually go and import from a website and it gives us a URL and it will create the whole club, won't create athletes. If we want members, you can either add them manually, not good if you've got lots of members, or we can actually use the same data that we just did and we can filter out. And it says import, well, I'm trying to see my glasses, I'm too far, import from competitors HTML or import from the competition. So if I import from competition, it'll say what competition do we want to import, and I'm going to select the tile in 2026. It says there's 150 things, matching competitors, and eight that which competitors is actually categories it should be, and 86 catalog and import into the roster and import in the club. So import that, replace directory, import that, and it'll go away and it will add these people. As I said before, there is different roles. So all athletes should be members. Not all members should be athletes. Now, the other way of doing this, seems to have frozen here, which is a bit of a shame that I'm going to have to wreck this because it was going so well. Um, and it may still be importing. It's actually, because I've clicked on two things, it's actually a fair task to go and copy data. It would be great to thing, as I said, it copied that. Right, and it says now 86, and then it went and did the second thing. So we say we've got 80 members, it's imported them, as you can see. And I'm just going to open up any member, and within a member's profile, double click on their profile, and it says their membership is what we're looking at here. You can then define their role. If this is the athlete role, and this is, if I click on it, it'll appear in the coaches over here. If I click on a referee judge, it'll click here. And these ones won't automatically click to create the executive committee, but it does use the tags for other things. And you can put all their details against what their statuses are for their sports, whether their weights, etc. And medical conditions, billing, membership. It's got all this information that which you can add and individual person. Now, the personal and private information, which kicks down a bit further, or private identifiable information, which is down in here, that is protected if you turn on the password and people can't get access to it. Once when I've got that, I can go back and have a look. My registers, I can do some reports down here. You know, I can create a flyer, club flyer, and I can nothing really in there yet because I haven't got any venues or anything. I can build membership reports. The one that comes in useful, and it's got in here members tags. At the moment, they're the system ones. I can add a new tag, and let's say, for example, I only want it Kumita. I've got those there as tags. If I want to create one that was specifically for look, team captains or something like that, I could add one and then assign it to an individual as a team captain. When I go into communications, I don't have any templates. I can create a new template as an email. Here's my email format. I type that in there and then who I want it to do. And I can actually save that and give that and then I can recall it at any one stage of what I want to do. And it can create the emails directly from here or it can create flyers and etc. And that's really what it does. So I'm going to just go back into the competition and just have a quick look. I've imported this one in here now. I've created that. And as you can see in here, I've got my flyer and the details are correct. Now, what I didn't talk about was back here. I said about it, get weather. Once when you do it, get the weather, this will thing. And if I now go and have a look at my flyer, it will bring up the weather. Now, didn't import it. Don't know what happened there. Um, okay. Just got to clicked on, forgot to click on show the weather. And you can see now it's got the weather, what it's going to be looking like. So for those people going to Thailand, welcome to Bangkok in the wonderful, wonderful season that is there now. And you'll get storms mostly every day and beautiful, warm weather. It's Bangkok for you and it smells. Anyway, welcome to Michael Better. Hopefully you can find some use out of it. It's just in development right now and it's available for Mac, iPad, and iPhone. You can turn on iCloud backup, sharing, transfers. There's a few different things that I don't cover. I cover in the long one, but hopefully you can have some use out of it and have some fun with it. All right. Have a great day.